Picture the money sitting in your everyday account right now. Maybe a few $1,000s, maybe a lot more. Money you have worked hard for, just sitting there. You have got a mortgage, and you have got a choice that quietly decides how wealthy you end up. Park that cash against your home loan or invest it. Both feel responsible. Both feel smart. But over 20 years, one can leave you tens of thousands better off. And most people never run the numbers. Here is why this matters right now, in 2026. According to the Reserve Bank, the cash rate is sitting at 4.35%, and it has been climbing, not falling. That flows straight through to your mortgage. Most new variable home loans in Australia are now charging around 6%. Some people are paying closer to 7%, so the cost of your debt is high, higher than in years. And that completely changes the maths on what to do with your spare cash. Because when your mortgage charges 6%, every dollar you put against it is working hard for you, quietly, guaranteed, in a way that surprises most people. But the growth from the share market has not gone anywhere either, so these two choices are closer than they have been in years. Let us pull them apart. First up, the offset account. And let us strip out the jargon completely. An offset is just an ordinary everyday bank account. The only difference is that it sits linked to your home loan. Here is the trick. Whatever sits in that account gets taken off your loan before interest is worked out. Owe $600,000, keep $80,000 in the offset, and you pay interest on just $520,000. And here's the best part. That $80,000 is still yours. Need it for a car, a medical bill? You just take it out. It never stops being your money. Now here is the mistake I see Australians make constantly. They leave that cash in a regular savings account instead, and they think they are doing the smart thing. But watch what happens. Say your savings account pays 4% interest. That interest counts as income, which means the tax office wants its cut at your marginal rate. The offset works the other way. It does not pay you interest. It saves you interest. And interest you save is not income, so the tax office cannot touch it. That is the part that changes everything. A 6% saving in your offset, completely tax-free, is worth far more than 6% earned in a taxable account. So let us keep it simple. Your offset saves you 6% tax-free and guaranteed. No market to watch, no bad quarter, no risk of loss. It just works away quietly, saving you the same amount month after month. A guaranteed tax-free 6%, with your cash still sitting right there whenever you need it. That mix of certainty and flexibility is genuinely hard to beat. So why would anyone invest at all? Because over the long run, the share market has done something an offset cannot. It has grown your money, not just saved it, grown it. Let us talk about what investing actually means, plainly. You are buying a small slice of real companies. In Australia, most people do that through shares or an ETF. An ETF is just a bundle. Instead of picking one company, you buy a basket of hundreds. A fund like VAS holds the 300 biggest companies on the market in one click. And ETFs are only one way in. You can also buy individual shares, listed investment companies, bonds or capital notes, different tools, different risk levels, but the same idea. You own something that can pay you and grow. Your total return then comes from two places, income and growth. Understand those two, and you already understand investing better than most people ever bother to. Income is the cash the investment pays you along the way. From shares, that is called a dividend. And in Australia, dividends often come with a bonus called a franking credit. A franking credit just means the company already paid tax on that profit. So you get credited for it, which can lower your own tax bill. A quiet perk of investing here. Growth is the other half. That is when the investment itself rises in value over the years. Put the income and the growth together, and that is your total return. So how much has the Australian share market actually returned? According to Vanguard, over the last 30 years, Australian shares have returned around 9 to 10% a year, including dividends. 9 to 10% a year on average across 3 decades. Notice that is higher than your 6% mortgage. And that gap, over 20 years, is where real wealth quietly gets built. But here is the catch, and it is a big one. That number is an average. It is not a promise. Some years the market soars. Some years it falls off a cliff. During the global financial crisis, the Australian market dropped more than 40%. If you had 80,000 invested, you could have watched it fall below 50,000, on paper, in months. And that is where people get hurt. Not by the crash, but by panicking and selling at the bottom. The offset never does that. It just sits there, saving the same amount month after month. Think back to 2020 and 2021. Mortgage rates dropped to around 2%. Money was cheap. Then from 2022's, rates climbed fast, and the market had a rocky year. The people who stayed invested through all of that still came out compounding near that long-run average. That is the whole game. Time in the market, not timing it. Now back to right now, in 2026. With mortgage rates around 6%, the offset is having a moment. That guaranteed tax-free saving is the most attractive it has been in years. When rates were near 2%, investing won easily. At 6%, it is a real contest. The higher your mortgage rate, the harder the offset is to beat. That is the piece most videos skip. One more thing worth knowing, briefly. From the 1st of July 2027, under changes in the 2026 federal budget, the old 50% capital gains discount is being replaced. In simple terms, when you eventually sell an investment for a profit, the tax on that gain can be a little higher than before. It is still being legislated, but it is coming. That trims the after-tax return on investing slightly, especially if you plan to sell down assets in retirement. Your offset? No tax event at all. Nothing to sell, nothing to report. So which one wins? Here is the honest answer. And it is not the one either side wants to sell you. They are not really competing. They are tools for two very different jobs. The offset buys you safety and certainty. It crushes your mortgage, keeps your cash within reach, and never has a bad day. When money is tight or a crash would rattle you, it is the smarter move. And do not underestimate that flexibility. Need a big sum fast for a car or a family emergency? An offset is there the same day. Sell shares and it can take days to settle, sometimes with capital gains, tax on the way out. Investing buys you long-term growth. If you have got the time and the stomach to sit still through the ugly years, it will very likely leave you wealthier. That is what the history shows. So there is no single right answer here. There really is not. The smart move is to weigh both. Honestly, your mortgage rate, your safety buffer, your nerves, and how soon you might need the money. So look back at that cash sitting in your account. The worst thing you can do is nothing. Leaving it in a plain savings account, taxed as you go, while your mortgage quietly charges 6%. That is the real mistake. If this cleared a few things up, do me a favor. Give it a like. It helps this content reach more Australians who need it. Subscribe and turn on notifications so the next one finds you. See you soon.